Did you guys notice how trading has been this new week? Have you been making money? In today's analysis, I am going to look at the trade we discussed on Monday. We looked at gold, the euro US dollar, and we also looked at US500. And those three setup have been playing out the way we discussed. And this week has been filled with so much economic events. From the Federal Reserve, US decided on their interest rate decision yesterday, and from what we saw, they have refused to cut rate. So many things have been happening this week, but the market has remained very slow. But this morning I saw some nice setup on gold, euro, US dollar, and then we'll also review our trade setup on the US500. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is David Wekulom, and in this channel I share some useful tips, I share strategies, I look at fundamental analysis, and I break some of these things down so that you can trade along with us. Whether you are watching from any city in Nigeria, Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, or you are watching from any part of the world, these trading tips and strategies can help you to become a better trader. So if you are new to the channel, quickly click on the subscribe button and be a part of the channel. I'll begin this analysis today with gold. In my last video, if you watched the video I uploaded on Monday, I told you people gold was at this resistance level because we traded gold from this level down to that point you are seeing where I marked with that rectangle, okay, this level, and I said we should wait for gold to retrace back to this area before we look for another entry. And you can see that gold has been very sluggish, but it is pushing back towards that level. Now if you take your Fibonacci retracement and measure from this point up to that level, this area coincide with the 61.8 Fibonacci level. So you can wait. For me, this week I have not taken a new trade on gold. I'm waiting for it to trade to around this area, then we can trade back to this resistance level. And if it breaks this resistance, then you will know that gold will be there moving for a long period of time towards around $4,000. But we have to be patient still and wait for gold to trade to 61.8 Fibonacci level before taking any action. So gold has remained on the watch list. If you go to the daily time frame, you will notice that this is the resistance we talked about. If for any reason after it has got to our entry point, it trade back to this level, then you know that when it breaks here, it will come out towards here and push towards the 4,000. Next is euro US dollar. This euro USD trade is one of my favorite setup that I am looking at. Yesterday the Federal Reserve actually held interest rate, and from what we saw, US will relatively be strong for some time. Although for me, I have already entered the trade on euro USD, but from what I am seeing here, I'm expecting that this trade can still drop to this level. That's why my stop loss is below there. So if the market comes down to this level and begin to change, I might take another position to add to it. But right where the market is right now, I already have a position on the euro US dollar, right? Because my strategy said I should execute from there. If you take your Fibonacci retracement from this point up to around there, you see that the area coincides with the 61.8 Fibonacci level. For that reason, I already executed the trade. I'm expecting this trade to trade from here up. However, just like I mentioned earlier, this can still come back to this level before that move. You have to give enough breathing space for that to happen, right? So whatever happens, proper risk management, and what I am sharing here, they are my own trade observation. Whatever trading strategy you know how to trade with, you can watch for this and then add to what you're doing, and then you have to make the final decision. They are not investment advice. You have to put that at the back of your mind. Now the final trade we discussed, US500. Okay, for US500, if you go to the daily time frame and observe, on Monday I told you this trade was at this support level, and I asked us to trade that I'll be trading from here back to this level. We took some trade. We go back to the 4-hour time frame, you see what we did, what we have been doing. But this market has decided to be in a range. When it came back here, we took some trade setup here. It gave us a profit. Now it is back to that support level. So what can we do? The trade is still valid. The one we took here, we closed it up there when it showed us that it was going to reverse, and then right here I still see a nice setup. So if I'm trading from here, you just know that your first take profit will be around here. Then if it breaks this support level, then you can keep the remaining trade positions to that level. I'm going to take a buy from here. Stop loss will remain there, and then this level will become our first take profit, maybe a risk reward ratio of 1.5. Then we can keep it to that level with a risk reward ratio of 3. That is for S&P 500. There are other ones like EURUSD is also a very nice setup, because if you refer to this, you will see here that euro continue to be strong while Australian dollar is getting weak. For EURUSD, take your Fibonacci retracement from this place to that level. I have a pending order as the 61.8 Fibonacci level to take that buy. Now if you look at the week, it has been very busy. Today is Thursday. The Swiss National Bank will decide on their interest rate, and we're expecting the Swiss National Bank to cut interest rate, while around 12 p.m. Nigerian time, the Bank of England will also announce their interest rate decision. From what we are seeing here, they are most likely going to keep interest rate at 4.25%, and you should notice that there is bank holiday in US and in New Zealand, so the Euro USD trade we discussed might have some slow movement, okay, and it might struggle to the trend line that we marked. So those are things that you need to notice. And in this final session, I want to discuss something about patience. It is very good as traders that we develop the spirit of patience. So many of us want to be trading every day. Like when you look at the gold trade that we have discussed, you know, from here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the market has been struggling, and so many persons would go and be taking so many trades. You have to wait for trades to get to your predetermined point before you take action. It's very important that we traders, we should cultivate the spirit of patience, and this is very useful. It's going to add to the way you are going to be profitable. For me, I was very impatient person, always trying to take trades every day, but learning how to be patient can actually change the way that you do things. So that is what I have to discuss with you today. In this video, we have looked at Euro USD, we have looked at gold, we have looked at S&P 500. Which of the trades has given you the greatest profit this week? Which trade did you take that you make the greatest profit? And which trade has been giving you so much trouble this week? Please, I want you to answer it in the comments, and I will review those trades along with you by tomorrow, which is Friday.